We're focusing on your driver, and your answers indicate you have what we would call a pull hook. So a shot that starts to the left of target, but then curves even further left through the air. The only issue that we really need to focus on to improve a pull hook is club face alignment at impact. When the club face is closed, meaning it's pointing to the left of the direction of the swing, the ball is going to curve to the left through the air. So we know you have a closed club face at impact. Now we can't tell at this point the direction of the swing, because with a pull hook you can have an in to out swing, you can have a very neutral swing, or you could have an out to in swing, and all of these can produce a pull hook if the club face is closed the right amount. So instead of looking at all other parts of the swing, if we start by changing the club face alignment at impact, we will influence the ball flight. If we can delay the closing of the face, we can reduce the curvature to the left. At some point, when the timing is correct, whether the club face is square to the direction of the swing, we will then know accurately the direction of the swing. But that might not be necessary to know, because as you delay the closing of the face and as the ball flight straightens, you might find that you end up with a perfectly acceptable shot that hits the target. And you've arrived at that result by just affecting one thing, which was delaying the closing of the face. So let's look at what influences the closing or opening of the face. And that would be rotating the club around the shaft. So if I rotate the shaft to the right, the club face opens, and if I rotate the shaft to the left, the club face closes. How we affect this is through the grip, as that's the part of the club that we hold. So if I twist the grip to the right and to the left, I will produce an opening or a closing of the club face. And this is true at any point in the swing. It can be at setup, it can be during the takeaway, it can be on the way down. So as it's the downswing that's going to hit the shot, we need to focus first on the downswing, because changing the downswing will guarantee a change of impact. Changing the backswing or the position at the top may not do this. So regardless of every other aspect of the swing, if we can delay the rotating of the club as it moves down towards impact, we will have a face that's less closed, so we will have a more neutral shot. So how to feel this, if we take the club out of our hand first and we hold the arm as if we're holding a golf club at setup, as you start a backswing, this lead arm will always have some rotation to it. It's going to turn to our right or away from the target, you could call it. And if we take a reference point, which would be the logo on the glove, we can very clearly see that it goes from pointing at my target to pointing ahead of me. And this would be the opening of the club face. So if we were to bring this down as if we're about to hit a shot, a closed face would be this arm rotating back towards the target excessively and potentially even getting this logo to pass the target and point behind us. And all this would be happening slightly too early, which is causing the closed face at impact. If we can do the same backswing movement and then bring it down, holding this logo pointing ahead of us, we would find that that would deliver an open club face, which is of course the opposite, and it would cause the ball to go to the right. So although we don't want to delay the face enough to go from missing a long way left to missing a long way right, we have to delay it some amount, and the feeling to begin with would be best exaggerated. So if we stand here facing our golf ball and we feel what it's like to have this lead arm rotate away from the target and then delay the arm from rotating back towards the target, this is our open faced feeling. If you then put the club in your hand, swing it back just a short way and bring it down, keeping the logo of the glove pointing ahead of you, you will clearly see a dramatically open club face. So it's this move that we need some amount of. So let's now make a bit of a golf swing. So nice and slow to begin with, up to the top, and bring it down around the delivery position, which is about hip height on the way down. Pause it for a moment, and then bring it down to the ball, focusing on this slightly open feeling. Pause at impact, where the club face is clearly open, and then from there, swing through to a finish. So we're making a golf swing, we're doing it slowly and we're doing it in stages. And this allows us to feel this move in a more exaggerated way. So now let's add a little bit of flow to it. Up to the top, down to here, slight pause, and then swing straight through to a finish. Again, focusing on this feeling of the left arm not rotating back towards the target, or the glove is pointing ahead of me. If that feels okay, let's remove this pause. So, up to the top, straight down and through into a finish. This is not full speed, but it's got a little bit of flow to it. And I'm trying to get this feeling that through impact, my glove hasn't turned over. This would be the hook, and this would be the opposite. So if we can get comfortable and we feel that we are actually making a bit of a change to the golf swing, we hit a shot. Let's see where it goes. We're going to feel a slightly delayed rotation of this arm, or we're going to feel that the glove points slightly ahead of us. Reasonably neutral shot on the fairway.